Hey everyone, it's FB here with a cast of the ESL Competition Premiership 16 group stage match between waterBottle and MaDrivers. The match is about to start very soon, but while we have some time here, let's have a look at the results from last week's matches. And once again starting with Group B, where EasyKiller, waterBottle and Against All Authority all won their matches with 6-0 scores. With those results, all those teams have now secured a spot into the playoff with one more group stage round left to be played. Against All Authority and EasyKiller are playing against each other tonight, which will determine who will get first and second place. In Group A, Team 402 and MCon won their matches against Big Grip and Lioncast with 6-0 scores as well. And then in the last match, M&M Gaming made a huge upset by defeating the big favorites Planet Key Dynamics with a 5-1 score. And looking at the rankings of Group A, because of that win, M&M Gaming have already secured first place in the group. Planet Key Dynamics and MCon are also qualified to the playoffs, though may switch positions depending on the results for tonight. And with those current results, here's a look at the current playoff bracket. As mentioned, M&M Gaming have now secured first place in their group, and with that a direct spot into the semifinals. They will face off against the winner of second place in Group B and third place in Group A. At the lower side of the bracket, waterBottle will go up against second place in Group A, and then either Against All Authority or EasyKiller will take a direct spot into the other semifinal. And then for the format for tonight's match, 4 sub-matches are as usual played, a 1v1, 2v2, 3v3 and a 5v5. The first 2 sub-matches are worth 1 point each, while the other 2 are worth 2 points each. Every sub-match is played to 7, except the 2v2, which is played to 5, and also tennis mode is in effect for the last 2 sub-matches. That means that if the score is 6-6, the team need to win with 2 points. Alright, let's bring it in-game and see if MD are ready. And if so, we can start this match. So, waiting for that. In the meantime, I can tell you that the player for waterBottle will be Royal in the 1v1. You don't often see him in this sub-match, but this time he will play. And also, I might as well talk about the elephant in the room, which is that Team Acer is no more. You can read more about it on my Facebook page, but basically we are now known as waterBottle instead, and we'll continue playing the tournament with that name. So we are currently waiting on one player to be ready, and then we'll start. In the meantime, as we still have some time, let's take a look at the map that will be played first. It's called Shiro, made by Thompson. And the fastest time set here is 102.612 by Bronco. So, an unknown player, at least for me, with the fastest time on this map. Alright, let's see if they are ready now. So we can start this first sub-match. Let's say we are. So again, for Team Acer, for waterBottle, I'm sure I'm gonna say Team Acer a couple of times here during the cast. Maybe someone can keep track of that, since I'm so used to saying it, but I'll try my best. But anyways, for waterBottle, we'll have Royal playing the 1v1, and it looks like for MaDrivers, we'll have Mikus. And if you haven't figured it out yet, the results of this match does not really matter at all. waterBottle can not take better than third in the group, and they can also not lose their third place. And MaDrivers, I believe, will finish at either second to last or last place. But anyways, we are live into the first sub-match, the 1v1. It's gonna be Royal versus Mikus, and Mikus will take the lead through the first couple of corners. And yes, the big match for tonight is definitely Against All Authority versus EasyKiller. I'm not sure though if there is a stream of that match, but it's definitely the match to watch. Anyway, Royal getting a bit closer to Mikus, who still keeps the lead. 700s in front as we go through this platform part and over the drop. Still a very close round. Good speed by Royal, going for a wider line. And a wider line here as well. Should have a bit more speed than Mikas, but Mikas still in front though as we go up on the road again. Great turn from Royal, and he's gonna pass Mikas. One turn remaining. Royal will win the first round. Mikas crashing in the end as well. Keeping, he kept the lead for almost the whole round, but Royal had a stronger finish, and that made the difference. 103.37 and an elite time by Royal. Fun fact, he used to play for Team Elite as well in the past. Alright, so Royal will take the first point. Moving on to the second round. And this time Royal will get a better start. Alright, looks like Easy Killer versus Against All Authority is at 8:30, so it's not started yet. Royal 1500s in front now of Mikas. Still keeping it close. So we go through the tunnel and up on the platform. Royal seems to be extending his lead now, 3300s in front. Once again goes a bit wider through that turn. And I think he will extend his lead even further because of it. This should be a round for Royal unless he messes up in the ending, like Mikas did. But he won't. Royal safely through the last corners, and an even faster time now, 0.36, as he takes a 2-point lead. Oh, apparently that time by Bronco is a shortcut. It's really hard for me to know that though. Especially since the time was pretty close to the world record. So apparently Poker still got the world record with 0.70. I apologize for that. So Bronco's time, not the real world record. In the meantime, Royal is in the lead once again as he hits the edge. Going back on the white road again, so he will go or fall behind with 5700s as a consequence. Mikas looking to tie up the score, or at least get 1 point closer to Royal, who is of course in the lead with 2 points right now. Bit of a better turn from Mikas now. Goes through these transition turns. Can be a bit tricky and sometimes also a bit unpredictable. But nothing will happen to Mikas, who goes really close to the wall. Royal suddenly much closer. And it turned out to be really close. Only 800s between the two players. But Mikas able to stay in front and will get on the scoreboard. This is the first or second week with this map pack. This is the second and last week with this map pack. The new maps, I believe, are going to be released tonight, the ones that will be played for the rest of the tournament. So they have a bit of a different format for the maps this season. Correct me if I'm wrong though. As we see Mikas now up in the lead. Royal avoids hitting that edge. Also calling closer to Mikas. Another good turn from Royal. In a position to pass Mikas, and he will. So Royal up in the lead now with 1500s as Mikas clips the wall. Royal should have an easy time on his way to the finish line. Take a look at his rear view. 8600s in front of Mikas, so tries to come closer, but instead the lead will grow to 9800s. Royal through the last turn, 103.30, his fastest time so far. So Royal back to a 2-point lead. So far has been the more consistent player, Mikas with a couple of crashes, which of course is very costly in this game. 5th round. Royal tends to go a bit too wide over this blue floor, but comes back with good speed though, so he is back in it. Almost hit that edge once again. But keeps a good pace. Ooh, that was also close by Royal. Going extremely close to the wall. Mikus up in the lead now, back and forth. Anyone's round to win. See if Royal can... no, instead it's Mikus who does that turn better. So he's learned it a bit, and good speed as well, exiting the next turn. Mikus in a good position to win another round. Royal then clips the wall. So typical. I'm praising him for his consistency, and then he ends up crashing in the next turn. 0.35 by Mikus. That is a respectable time and proves that he is able to challenge Royal in this 1v1. 1 point difference. Yeah, I suppose I could check the checkpoints on the server. That's actually a good point to see if the fastest time is a cut or not. I wish maybe there was some kind of marking system on Mania Exchange, so you'd know that the time that's at first in the Daddy is actually not the world record. Ooh, as Royal crashes before the underground. And Mikus now with a huge lead, 1.5 seconds in front, about to tie up the score. It was looking to be maybe an easy match, or an easy win for Royal in the beginning, but Mikus definitely have stepped it up. And now this feels much closer. And maybe also another good time from Mikus as he approached the end. 103.67. Three points apiece as we start the 7th round. Royal with the faster time, but only 500s faster than Mikus. He's definitely doing a good job challenging the veteran Royal. Ooh, not the best line there from Mikus, but actually could be worse. He didn't lose too much from it. So yeah, just ignore these checkpoint times. Royal was not ahead with 500s. You see him now being behind with almost 2 seconds. Mikus actually gaining a lot on Royal. And as they go over the drop, it's only 400s between them. Mikus has done maybe the ending a bit better as of late. Let's see who's gonna do it the best now. Royal with slightly more speed exiting the turn. He's in a good position. Can Mikus catch up to him? He goes for it. But Royal will stay in front, setting a time of 0.29. 800s in front of Mikus. A really good round. I see. So you can see the checkpoints here. That's good to know. Once again, Mikus with that better start. 900s in front of Royal. Royal trying to avoid the borders. Known as a very consistent player as he goes very close to the wall, and in the next turn he hits the wall as well, so Mikus will get another easy point. Royal not able to come up to his normal consistent standard. 4 seconds is the difference. Mikus can almost drive backwards at this point and he would still win the round. Takes it very safe in the last corner, 103.90. And once again, the score is tied up now at 4-4. Both players 3 points away from winning the 1v1. No tennis mode in this sub-match, not in the group stage at least. Once the playoff will start, which it will next week, we'll have tennis mode for all 4 sub-matches. Alright, so far Royal has always been the one that takes the lead. I don't think Mikus has been in the lead yet. So see if he can maybe do it now. He's in the lead, but a good turn from Royal. And that will put Royal at first place as well. He's having some trouble in this midsection though. See if he can get through. Yes, much better now for Royal. Mikus now the one trailing behind. Only 1200s though, so with a strong finish, Mikus could still come back from this. But right now, Royal on his way to take a 4-5 lead. Mikus going slightly too wide as well. Royal will extend his lead. No, he won't. He will lose 100, but he's still comfortably ahead. 1900s in front. No mistakes in the end. Mikus getting closer though with more speed, but he needed this end stretch to be a couple of meters longer. And then maybe he would have been able to pass Royal. But instead, Royal back in the lead at 4-5, 2 points away from winning the 1v1. And if the trend continues, Mikus will tie up the score at 5-5 now. But if it doesn't, Royal will go up to map point and put on a lot of pressure on Mikus. So this is quite an important round right now. As always, we see Royal slightly behind in the start, but then comes back nicely here in the next turn. Oh, Mikus! Clips the checkpoint! Goes too much to the left in that small jump. Forced to respawn, which is not allowed. So Royal will take this one, and with that go up to map point as well. Mikus also retiring. I guess I should disable respawn on the server. So that it's not even possible to misunderstand. Royal with a time of 0.34, I believe it was. Still setting a good time, and now also up to map point at 4-6. I do feel like Mikus is capable of pulling off the comeback though, but of course cannot afford any more crashes. That will be very, very costly. And we now see Royal in the lead in the start. That's not a good sign. Oh, not the most efficient way to take that turn. Mikus going very close to the wall, but still staying alive. 3400s behind Royal, who is in a very good position, a winnable position as well. Halfway through the what could be the last round, Mikus losing speed here before the transition. And Royal now 5100s in front, on his way to win the 1v1. And I think this will be a good time as well. 2 more turns remaining for waterBottle's Royal. And that's gonna be it. 103.42. Finishing it off in style. Putting the end result at 4-7. So as I restart, I'll add the scores. Take a screenshot as well. We'll have the 2v2 coming up. Pretty good start to this match though. Pretty close rounds, both players setting decent times as well. As we see the 2v2 players on the server now. For waterBottle, we'll have Sky and Danik B, who is playing for the 3rd week in a row in the 2v2, I believe. And he's done it well so far as well. Very consistent player, which I think is a good thing to have in especially this sub-match. And then for MaDrivers, we'll have Fafaku or something, and Tom. Yeah, I guess I'll call this player Fafa to make it easier. So same map as always, and we'll have maybe 1 or 2 more warm-ups after this. And in the Derry, only Sky and Danik B are represented. Sky at top 23, 102.96, and Danik B at top 25.98. So again, the world record not by Bronco. Instead, Poker got the world record, .70. Wow, really good time from Danik B in the warm-up. Almost, yeah, less than 10 hundredths from his own personal record. Alright, 1 more warm-up and then we'll start. So far, I think I've only said Team Acer once, if I'm not mistaken. So, doing pretty okay so far. But it may take a couple of matches before I'm completely used to the new name. But so far, so good. Why waterBottle for the name? Yeah, that's a good question actually. I guess it's a bit of an inside joke. It's coming from JWH actually, who he needed to set a new password for our server, and well, I guess he struggled to come up with names, and he saw he had a water bottle on his desk, so he simply used that for our server password back in the day, and well, it kind of stuck. We don't have that same password anymore, but it's still kind of always been there in some shape or form, so we thought, why not? And it's also pretty unique. I don't think there's any other team called waterBottle, so yeah, I think it's pretty cool. Oh yeah. That was the end of the warm-up. So, we'll have the 2v2 up next. Tom and Fafa versus Danik B and Sky. Okay, that was the second time. waterBottle in the lead after winning the 1v1 Royal, defeating Mikus with a 4-7 score. And now we'll play to 5 instead. Sky and Danik B, the only 2 players in the Derry, so I don't know if that's going to be a telling sight or not. It's not always the case, but it usually paints a pretty good picture, and we do see Danik B and Sky already with a comfortable lead, 10 hundredths in front of Fafa, who is doing the best for MaDrivers. Tom slightly behind. Oh, as Fafa then enters that turn, not so good, so he's gonna continue to drop down, now behind with 3900. Sky and Danik B doing very well in this first round. Fafa and Tom without any major mistakes though, so if Sky or Danik B ends up crashing, then they could capitalize. We are getting closer and closer to the end, so this is looking pretty grim for MaDrivers. In the first round, Danik B and Sky will secure the first point. Point 42 by Sky, point 60 by Danik B. Solid times. Starting the second round. That was a pretty good first round though, all 4 players doing well, but Danik B and Sky simply a bit faster. This time we see Tom much closer to Sky and Danik B, and instead it's Fafa who is slightly behind. 2700s in the next checkpoint, Danik B falling behind as well. which will allow Fafa to pass him at least for a moment. Danik B with more speed over the platform. In the meantime, we have Sky in the lead, ahead of Tom with 1300s. Right now, another red point. Tom will have to catch up to Sky to force a draw. But instead, he's gonna lose his second place. By the looks of it, Danik B now neck and neck, side by side with Tom. And in the next turn, also in front of him. Sky, in the meantime, able to build up an even bigger lead. And Danik B staying in front of Tom. 0.34 by Sky and 0.70 by Danik B in this round. So again, a pretty close round. Only Fafa still now with a time under 1:04. But unless Sky and Danik B start making some blunders, Tom and Fafa will have to try and set faster times. That's the only way. But we see Fafa behind with 5800s in the start of the next round. Not what they needed. Tom squeezed in the middle right now. Sky in front, Danik B behind. He's able to keep up, at least for now. He's not really gaining anything on Sky though, who then went way too wide in that turn, but able to at least avoid clipping the wall and also remaining at first place. Tom though only 900s behind. Can he take this first place and get the draw? As I try to find his hotkey, I don't have it. Instead, Danik B will pass and Tom hits the wall before the last turn. So a quick 3-point lead for waterBottle. 2 points away from also winning the 2v2. Oh, good start this time from the blue team. Fafa even up in the lead. Danik B slightly behind. Only about 1600s. Ooh, that was a quick landing on the road again. Managed to keep a lot of his speed. As Tom then mistimes the turn, Danik B gaining a position. And meanwhile, Sky continues to rank up these first places. 2900s in front of Fafa, who needs to take that first place to get the draw. Oh, but an unfortunate crash coming Fafa's way, and Danik B up to second place. waterBottle quickly up to map point in the 2v2. Sky with his fastest time, 0.27. Danik B, 0.74. This could be the last round, but we have seen waterBottle kind of struggling to win the 2v2s in the past. They've been in the lead a couple of times this season with a couple of points in 2v2 and then just not able to close it out for a long time, or even losing the 2v2, which happened against Easy Killer, I believe, in the first match. Anyways, as I was talking about that, Sky, as usual, with a comfortable lead. Danik B now at second. Fafa then, no, he didn't hit the wall before the drop. It looked like he did, but he's still not too far behind, 4100s after Sky. But this is looking to be it, as Danik B goes a bit too much to the left there, but still able to keep a decent line. And most importantly, his second place. Through the last corner, Sky and Danik B will close it out. Wins the 2v2 here with a clean 0-5 score. And we will move on now to the 3v3, which will be played on ESL M&M. Looks like we have the lineups already established, at least for waterBottle. It's gonna be Danik B, Royal, and Dutchy. MaDrivers still with 4 players. Anyways, as we have some warm-up rounds ahead of us, here's a closer look at the next map. As mentioned, it's called M&M, and made by Amdy Point and Mero. The world record by Massa, 59.042, and it's kind of funny now, I noticed that the 2 authors and also the world record holder all got their names starting on M, and the map is called M&M. Funny. Alright, back to the game, as we still have a couple of warm-ups before continuing this ESL CPS 14 group stage match. No, it's CPS 15, of course. Oh no, it's 16! Wow, that's hilarious. This is the ESL Competition Premiership 16. waterBottle versus MaDrivers, the last group stage round before the playoffs. waterBottle will finish at 3rd in this group, no matter what. And MaDrivers will not be able to qualify no matter what. And as I mentioned in the start, we got Against All Authority versus Easy Killer playing tonight, and that will decide 1st and 2nd place in this group. And I believe it's starting right now. Not sure though if there is a stream. Alright, I believe both teams are ready, so one more warm-up and then we'll go live again. Here's the clock. Closer look at the Deddy, as I am unable to speak. Danik B with the fastest time, top 11 with 59.30. Serbi at top 17.39, and Dutchy at top 19.40. Also Royal in the Deddy here with 0.46. No players from MaDrivers represented. Alright, and that's gonna be the end of the last warm-up. Let's get this starting once again. For MaDrivers, we'll have Tom, Edward, and Mikus. Edward driving for the first time. Arguably maybe their most accomplished player. I believe he got a couple of good achievements. For example, in my my FB's Weekly, which he took 3rd once, and I believe he also got some individual achievements in other tournaments. And for waterBottle, we got Dutchy, Danik B, and Royal. Starting the first round. It's Danik B who gets the best start out of his teammates, Dutchy and Royal. Edward doing well for MaDrivers, up to 3rd place. Good exits though from Dutchy and Danik B. So important that you build up good speed over that small stretch. Mikus also popping up as Dutchy then clips the edge before the drop. Dutchy who played this map last week, the 1v1. Danik B though remaining, and Royal is also doing fairly well. Edward will go down. Dutchy keeping 5th, no, up to 4th now since Edward crashed. And at the top we got Danik B and Royal securing 1st and 2nd. Good times as well, 59.75 and 0.95. So waterBottle will take the first point on this map as well. As Dutchy says, he clipped the wall and not the edge. My bad. Alright, 2nd round. See if MaDrivers can put up a fight. not sure actually how much they train these maps, considering they wouldn't be able to qualify to the playoffs anymore, so they may not have done too much preparation. But yeah, well, that 1v1 was pretty close, so Mikus did a good job. As we see Tom far behind in the distance. Oh, Royal hits the wall hard, and will fall down to 5th place. Looks like he's still in front of Tom though. Danik B keeping that 1st place. Dutchy just behind Edward. This is a round in favor of waterBottle. Unless something drastic happens here in the end, but it won't. Instead, Dutchy passing Edward to take 2nd place. And what a time from Danik B, 59.65. Continues to drive impressively. So a 2-0 lead for waterBottle, which I do realize is not that easy to pronounce. It's definitely, Team Acer was definitely much easier. Might go WB for short. Turns out to be too difficult, something like that. Anyways, Danik B with a solid lead in the start, 1400s in front of Edward at 2nd place, and then we have a bunch of players close to each other. Looks like Tom though has fallen behind slightly. Edward still at 2nd, trying to catch up to Danik B. Who goes way too wide, had to slow down to not hit the wall. Edward taking over 1st place, but it doesn't matter. Tom and Mikus 5th and 6th. And Edward might also lose his 1st place. Royal in close pursuit, coming back nicely in the end. Royal stealing 1st place from Edward, 59.66. Great time from Royal as well, and also from Edward, 0.76. Dutchy also with a time under 1 minute in that round. But once again, waterBottle will take the round. In the lead now with 3 points. And waterBottle, as mentioned, qualified to the playoffs, and their opponents in the quarterfinals will most likely be Planet Key Dynamics. That is, if they win their match this week. If they lose it though, Amcon might be waterBottle's opponents instead. As I was talking about that, Edward with a fatal crash. Oh, and Mikus with a even more nasty crash there, so he's gonna retire as well. Edward actually passing Royal and Dutchy. Who's in the lead? It's Edward in front of Tom, who's not really any close. 6100s behind Danik B, who sets a time of 59.57. I don't know if it's just me, but Danik B seems to just getting better and better for each match. Definitely doing really well here for waterBottle. And with that retire from Mikus, wasn't really much MaDrivers could do in that situation. As Mikus ends up crashing in the 1st turn in the next round. Dutchy also dropping down. Mikus can pass him. Not with much though. And then at the top it looks to be Danik B once again at 1st place. Tom at 2nd, Royal at 3rd. Edward also up there. Ooh, Edward hits the edge before the drop. Could have been worse, but he will lose a lot of momentum with that, and also some positions, I believe. Looks like both Dutchy and Mikus fell down. I believe also Royal. Lots of mistakes in this round. The only one that's not making any mistakes whatsoever is Danik B. And this is gonna be another solid time from him. 59.81. Very good consistency coming out of Danik B. Dutchy able to take that 2nd place from Mikus and Edward. Royal then at 5th and Tom at 6th place. 5-0 now for waterBottle. 2 points away from winning this match. And in the team scores, Danik with the most amount of points, 26, Dutchy with 20, Edward with 18, Royal with 16, Mikus and Tom both with 12. Fastest time by Danik B, 59.57. And he is definitely feeling it now. Once again, up in the front together with Dutchy. It's a close pack of players. No, actually, Tom has retired. I missed that completely, so it looks like waterBottle will take another round, and with that go up to match point as well. Danik B and Dutchy first and second. Edward doing what he can at third place, but looks like it's not going to be enough. Royal might also pass him to make it an ace round for waterBottle. 59.64, 0.68 and 0.73. An impressive performance from waterBottle. And with that, we are up to 0-6. Match point for waterBottle. We'll still play the 5v5 though. Dutchy has a bad start. Ooh, Mikus hits the wall in the uphill, and then Dutchy got a no drift in the uphill. Didn't have enough speed to get the auto drift. At the top though, Danik B and Royal keeping first and second. 27 hundredths in front of Edward already. So this is looking to be the last round on this map. Oh, never mind. Royal with big blunder and another crash as well. Oh, and another one. 3 in a row for Royal. See if MaDrivers can take advantage of it. Doesn't look like it. Danik B is looking solid as always. And then Dutchy is keeping third place. So this is still looking to be the last round. 59.82, and Dutchy clutches that second place, passing Edward with a few hundreds. And that will be it. waterBottle will take the 3v3 as well, as we move on to the 5v5. Not sure if I took a screenshot, so I'll take it again. Alright, so one more sub-match remaining of the group stage. We see it loading right now, and here's a closer look at it. It's called Neptune. It's made by Link, who will be playing on this map, I believe. Yes, he will. So we'll see Link on his own map. The world record, though, is by Beat, 58.583. This will be the last time Neptune is played, since we'll have a new map pack for the playoffs. Alright, so we'll have a couple of warm-ups. Looks like waterBottle is missing one player though. Who is that? It's Serby, who is not on the server, but I assume he will show up. And then for MaDrivers, we got a full lineup already. It's gonna be Tom, Mikus, Edward, Kulisa and Zlody. So Kulisa and Zlody playing for the first time in this match. And for waterBottle, Raisons, Link and Serby will be playing for the first time. And I believe this is the first time Raisons plays in the group stage. So we still need Serby, and looks like we don't have Serby, but we have got Raisons instead. Okay, so Raisons replaced Serby. Alright, so the lineup for waterBottle is Link, Dutchy, Raisons, Royal and Sky. And for MaDrivers, Kulisa, Tom, Zlody, Edward and Mikus. Alright, let's do one more warm-up here and take a quick look at the Daddy as well. Link with the fastest time out of these players, top 15, 58.66. And then Sky also in the Daddy, top 22 with 58.70. It's very tight, Dedimania. Not much of a difference between first and 30th place. Yeah, Mang, check my Facebook page for more information about that. But you are correct. Okay. Should be the end of the warm-up. Only Tom remaining. And he will also finish. So let's do it. Last sub-match of the group stage of ESL CPS 16 between MaDrivers and waterBottle, who so far has won all sub-matches so far. Only one more remaining. And again, the result of this match does not matter for neither team. So just playing it for fun. Again, I would recommend Against All Authority versus Easy Killer if it's streamed, since that one will decide first place. And first place will, of course, take a spot directly into the semifinals, so it's quite an important match. But let's focus on this match now. We see Kulisa being the only player that has dropped down, otherwise all other 9 players doing well, with Link and Dachi up in the lead. Tom doing the best for MaDrivers together with Edward. Royal goes up to 4th. Not able to get through that turn though, which will cost him a lot of positions. Only Kulisa behind him. Dachi now in the lead. Link at 2nd. Sky with good momentum up to 3rd place. Just a few more turns remaining. Tom still doing the best for MaDrivers, but he won't be able to get a top 3 position. Link, Dachi and Sky all with low 59-second times. And that's going to be more than enough to secure the point. Starting the second round. Link proves that he is very familiar of his own map. Would be kind of weird if he wasn't, to be honest. You often see if a player made the map himself, they usually play pretty well on the map as well. And this is good evidence of it. Link once again up in the top, together with Raysons, Mikus and Edward. Mikus and Edward 1st and 2nd. As one player clipped the wall, I believe it was Dachi. Yes, he's down to 10th place. Right now, I believe this is a round for MaDrivers. If Mikus and Edward can take 1st and 2nd. Raysons though right now in between them. And Raysons also going up in the lead, about to steal this 1st place. Ooh, risky trajectory, but it will pay off. Raysons secures 1st place with 59.17. And that's gonna be a red round. 26-29, yeah, that was definitely very decisive. Had Edward and Mikus finished at 1st and 2nd, I believe it would have been a blue round instead. But waterBottle now with a 2-point lead. Looking like the 3v3 once again. But, well, maybe that previous round was an indication that MaDrivers can steal a couple of rounds at least. Got Mikus and Edward doing fairly well. Tom and Kulisa also doing okay. Royal then hits the wall, and that will allow Slotty to pass him. This could also be a blue round, but Link and Sky though in the way. 1st and 2nd with a big margin as well. Link having to forced to slow down a bit there, but still keeping his 2nd place! Sky with a massive crash. Didn't see what happened, and will that make it a blue round? I believe so. I believe MaDrivers will take this one, although Mikus will retire, and that's gonna make it a draw. How unfortunate for MaDrivers. They had that one in the bag. But that just shows that it's so important that all 5 players do well in a 5v5. Such small margins in this game, especially on this level. So the score will stay the same. MaDrivers still without any points since the 2v2. Actually, they didn't win the 2v2 either, no. I forgot about that. So they haven't won a round since the 1v1 when Mikus won 4 rounds against Royal. And it doesn't look like they'll win this one either. Dutchy, Sky and Royal, first, second and third. And also Raisons and Link ahead of Zloty and Kulissa at the bottom. So this won't be that exciting. I think Sky, he must have gone a bit too much to the right when he crashed. I think if you go too much to the right there, you'll hit some kind of weird block part, which will make you crash. Anyways, Sky and Royal both with times under 59 seconds, and I believe Dutchy would have also had a time under 59 seconds, but he made a minor mistake in the end. So he'll have to settle with 0.17, I believe. Anyways, that was another round going waterBottle's way, up in the lead now with 3 points. Zloty at last place. No, not anymore. Tom has gone down 3 seconds behind as a consequence. Ooh, Dutchy also falling behind with a crash. 2 players down, 8 players remaining. Mikus keeping first place for MaDrivers, just in front of Sky and Link. Royal then goes up a position in front of Edward and also Kulissa. Zloty keeping 7th in front of Raisons, and then Tom in front of Dutchy. Looks to be a red point, even if Mikus takes his first place, and he will lose his first place and second place as well. Sky and Link with times under 59 seconds this time, 0.90 and 0.99. Still a good effort from Mikus, especially 59.02. And Edward passing Royal in the end, taking 4th, but not enough. And waterBottle now 3 points away from once again not losing a single round. Looks like Link will go down to last place, but once again Tom takes over last place, and also Mikus drops down for MaDrivers. Link up to 8th place, Sky in the lead, Dutchy at 2nd, Royal at 3rd, Raisons at 4th place, Zloty allowing Link to pass him as well. This is looking pretty good for waterBottle, especially now with Edward also falling behind. Will we see the ace round? Right now Kulissa is the only player denying that to happen. But it's not far ahead of Link and Raisons though. Ooh, Raisons clips the wall, so it's not going to be an ace round. But still, a very convincing victory for waterBottle. 58.87 by Sky. What a time for the second round in a row. Royal, Link and Dutchy with low 59-second times, leaving no chance for MaDrivers, putting the score at 0-5. I feel like MaDrivers deserve to win a round or two here. They haven't really played that badly. And they should have won that one where Mikus retired, at least. But we've had a couple of close rounds though. If you take a look at the team scores, 26-29 twice, and then also that 27-27 round. And while I have these graphics up, we see that Link got the most amount of points, 48, Sky at 45, Edward at 42, Royal at 36, Raisons at 31, Dutchy at 29, Tom at 28, Mikus at 26, Zloty at 23, and Kulissa at 21. And as I look at the race again. Tom in the lead ahead of Royal and Sky. Mikus, Kalissa and Slotty keeping the next couple of positions. Will this be a blue round? Royal then passing Tom, who comes back in the end, but not enough to pass. However, I believe this will still be a blue round. Yes, it will. Link, Dutchy and Raisons finishing at 8th, 9th and 10th place. Finally, MaDrivers will take a round. Also a good time from Tom. 59 seconds flat. So 1-5. MaDrivers finally on the scoreboard. See if they can make it 2 in a row. Dutchy struggling. And will be behind with 7,500. It's not at last though. Slotty almost 3 seconds behind that 10th place. Dutchy with another crash. But he will still be ahead of Slotty at the bottom. At the top, Link in the lead. Royal almost hits the tree. But will stay alive, keeping 4th place. We do see a lot of blue players though. Mikus and Tom 2nd and 3rd, and then Edward at 6th ahead of Kalissa at 7th. Royal though trying to make a difference up to 2nd place. Great finish from Royal, finishing just in front of Mikus, and I believe that will make it a red round instead. What an end from Royal, and what a time from Link, 58.91. And indeed that was a 27-28 round score in favor of waterBottle. Royal making the difference, and also making it map point for waterBottle at 1-6. So this could be the last round. Sky and Mikus going down in the start. 1 for 1. Tom in the lead ahead of a bunch of red players. Link, Dutchy, Royal and Raisons keeping the next positions. Kalissa is also doing well, so is Slotty. Edward falling behind a bit, joins up with Mikus at the bottom. Looking favorable for waterBottle, this could be it. Oh, what a crash from Tom. And yeah, that will definitely be it. Dutchy, Royal and Link first, 2nd and 3rd, and if that wasn't enough, Raisons at 4th place. On their way to close out the match and win the 5v5 with a 1-7 score. Royal up in the lead, 1500s in front of Dutchy. Slotty will pass Link, but it's not gonna matter. 58.90 by Royal, 59.07 by Dutchy, 0.22 by Raisons, 0.52 by Link, and Sky will not finish. He's too far behind. But 4 players is enough. waterBottle will take the match, wins with 1-7 on the 5v5. I like to add the scores here to get some conclusions. So I'm gonna do that and then summarize the score as well before this cast is over. So we started with the 1v1 Mikus versus Royal, which was definitely the closest sub-match. Royal won it though with 4-7, and then waterBottle won 2 sub-matches in a row without losing a single round. 0-5 in the 2v2 and 0-7 in the 3v3. And then in the 5v5, MaDrivers able to win 1 round, but waterBottle winning though with 1-7. And before I go, I can take a look here at the play of 3. As mentioned in the start, M&M Gaming has secured first place in Group A already, so they have a spot into the semifinals, and will play against the winner of 2nd place in Group B and 3rd place in Group A. And that will be decided this evening. Then waterBottle will play against 2nd place in Group A, which most likely will be Planet Key Dynamics. So that should be a very interesting match next Sunday. And then either Easy Killer or Against All Authority will take first place in Group B, and thus also a spot into the semifinals. They are playing right now, I believe. But that's gonna be it for me. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.